Finding a term of a geometric sequence. So we have three problems to solve in this video. The first one in yellow, I want you to find the first term given the second term and the fifth term. The first formula to recall, this is the nth term of a geometric sequence in red. So we have an equals to a1 times the r is common ratio, raised to n minus 1, and then everything is color coded. So we have to start at the fifth term. So when you do the fifth term, we do a5, which is equals to, and then this is an r, right? And then you have a phi minus. Okay, what is missing? Are we going to use the first term? No, the answer is no, because if you put a1 as an unknown, then that would be a problem when a1 is unknown, because you don't know r and then you don't know a1, the question cannot be solved. So therefore, instead of a1, do you see that I put the 1 in blue? So this one is going to be an a2, and then this is going to be a phi minus 2. So a5 is 3 over 64, which is equals to a2, which is 3, and then the common ratio, we don't know yet, phi minus 2. Why do I put a phi? Phi minus 2. Phi minus 2. Okay, phi minus 2, which is 3, so we can totally solve for r. So let's divide both sides by 3, and then we have 1 over 64 equals to r to the third power. So once you take the cube root on both sides, so r is equals to the cube root of 1 over 64, and then which is equals to 1 over 4, and then this is a common ratio. And then what else? Now we can find a1. So we are going to use the formula again. This time we are using a2 equals to a1 and then times r raised to n minus 1. We know that a2 is equals to 3. We don't know a1 is 5. That is what we are trying to solve for. And then r is 1 over 4. So this time we know what r is. And then n minus 1, then that will be a 2 minus 1. So instead of writing n minus 1, this will be a 2 minus 1. And then this is our 3 times a1 multiply 1/4, right? So all you have to do is you multiply both sides by 4, then a1 is equals to 12. So that is the answer to the first problem. All right, moving on to the second problem. The second problem, you have a6, and then you are trying to you are trying to find a6. You have a of a4 equals to negative 18. And then I believe that there is another given. That given is the a7 is equals to 2 over 3, because I have to give you two terms in order to find a6. I just forgot to write that on the first hand. Okay, what formula do we use? I recall an. I am going to use a7. So this one is a7, then n is equals to 7. I am not going to use a1. I am going to use a4. So this is r. And then n is 7 minus 1. So we know a1, we know a4, we can solve for r. Did I say a1? We know a7. a7 is 2 over 3. And then a4 is negative 18. r we don't know. The power is 6. 7 minus 1 equals to 6. So we divide both sides by 18. And then 3 times 18 is 27. Oh no, actually, you know what? When we divide both sides by 18, the 2 and the 18 becomes the 1 and the 9. 3 times 9 is 27. So we have negative 1 over 27 equals to r to the 6th power. And then this time, 7 minus... I keep saying 7 minus 1, huh? 7 minus 4. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do something about it. 7 minus 4. Okay, I'm going to do a minus 4 like this, and then the 4 is this 4. So 7 minus 4 is equals to 2. Is equals to 3. 7 minus 4 is equals to 3. And then this is the third power, because it must be 3, because 27 and a 3, you have a 3, right? So 3 is equals to the cube root of negative 1 over 27. So you have a negative 1/3. And then this is my common ratio. Okay, now let's go ahead and do a6. Do we need the formula again? No, we have a7. So we need to go a6. So we have to go like this. So remember that r is equals to, if you are looking for the common ratio, you have to take a7 divided by a6. The next term divided by the current term. We know r, we know 7, solve for a6. So r is negative 1/3. and then 7 is 2 over 3, so 2 over 3, and then we have a6. So all you have to do is a6 is equals to 2/3 divided by -1/3. So a6 is equals to 2/3 divided by -1/3. The 3's got cancelled, then a6 is equals to -2. That is the answer to the second question. And then the last question, I am going to do this in white. So we have to find a5 and then given a2 and a3. So a2 is equals to 2 and then a3 is equals to -√2. All right, so we have 2 and 3. We can find r immediately. So geometric sequence, r is equals to the next term divided by the current term. So a3 is -√2 and then a2 is equals to 2. So this is the common ratio, and then we recall the formula an equals to a1 and then times r to the n minus 1. This time I will be taking a5, and then this one I'm going to be a5, and then for the a1 I'm going to I cannot use a1 because I don't have it. So I'm going to use an a3. So this is going to be a3. I'm going to color code this for you. So this is a 3, and then you have an r minus 3. So the common ratio is -√2 divided by 2, and then n minus 3. I'm going to move this a little bit so I have space to write my n, and then n minus 3. All right. Plug in everything we know. So what is a5? a5, we don't know what a5 is. a3 is -√2, and then the fraction -√2 over 2, and then n minus 3. So that is going to be a 5 minus 3. Okay, so I can edit the previous line. So what I am going to do is I am going to change that to a red, and then I am going to change this to a red 5, and then change this to a red 5. That should be much easier to read. And then this is going to be an a5. What is 5 minus 3 equals to? 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. And then we have a5 equals to -√2 times -√2. So you get a positive 2. Oh no, there is a square, huh? There is a square. So you have a -√2. This is going to be a 4. And then this is going to be a 2. And then what do you get? The 2 and the 4 becomes 1/2. So a5 is equals to -√2 over 2. So that is your a5. That is your a5. There is another way to do it. So another way to do it is you have a2 divided by, so you will have to find a1 first. So that the other way to do it is, let's use a different color. Let's use a green. The other way is you have to say a2 divided by a1. We'll do it right here. a2 divided by a1 equals to r. And then what do you know? What you don't know? a2 is 2. a1 we don't know. And then what is r? R, we got that right over here. -2 over 2. -2 over 2. And then we solve for a1. So a1 is equals to 2 divided by -2 over 2. And then once you flip the 2 to the top, and then you will get a -4 over 2, right? -4 over 2. And then this one, I am not sure if we should rationalize that. Let's just rationalize. So rationalize, I will multiply the top and bottom by √2. So a1 is equals to, the bottom gets you a 2, the 2 and the 4 becomes a 2. So we have -2/2. That is your a1. And then we are going to do that. a5 is equals to a1, and then r to the 5 minus 1. And then just plug in. So we have a1 is -2/2. Too many 2's, √2, and then r is a -2 over 2, and then this is a 4th power. This is a a5, and then a5 -2/2, 16, 16, and then the top is going to be a 2 times 2 equals to 4. And then that one becomes what? A5, this becomes 2 root 2. I want to do it step by step, 1 over 4, and then the 4 and the 2. So you have A5 equals to, you have a negative, you have a root 2, and then the 2 and the 4, that becomes a 2. So this is another way to get the final answer. Alright, so that is the end of this video. If you like the way I explain how to find a term of a geometric sequence, give this video a thumbs up. If this is something that you would like to see, give my channel a subscribe. As always, I will meet you all in the next video. Signing out.